Welcome back to the channel, YouTube. Let me talk to you. So we got ourselves. We are now in episode 3, and I have to say, the show is letting me down slightly. Not as good as the first season, but by all means, the show isn't bad. But the one thing that I feel like it's missing is a real villainous presence. And with the introduction of Anissa, if Amazon has the balls to do so, will probably bring that bar back to where it was in season 1. Let's get into it. So, like I said from my introduction, the show is missing that one element that season 1 just had with Nolan. The lack of emotion that he brought and the way it was paced out through the show into such a good story. And with the introduction of the Viltrumites coming back, some of the things that I feel are lacking in the show, we probably will be getting later on. The show itself, it's still good, but it's still missing a few pieces. Episode 1 showed Invincible on Earth, and it was a decent episode. The only gripe that I had was the overuse of the Invincible gag. It got quite old, and they did it a lot throughout the episode. Episode 2, they dialed it back heavily, and I was very, very appreciative of that. Episode 2 did give us the introduction of some old and new villains. The Mauler twins are back, and we just got introduced to Angstrom Levy. So he's going through every single dimension and taking out Mark. So that's going to be interesting to see when he comes back to Earth's Mark and go after him. We'll probably get that a little bit later, and that's going to add a little bit more to that villainous scale that is sorely lacking right now, even though we're only 3 episodes in. Now, in episode 3, we got introduced to the new set of Viltrumites, Thula and Lucan, and there was one more that I can't quite figure that third one, and Alan. Alan and the Viltrumites had this brutal battle that ended in Alan's brutal beatdown. Alan does have the strength, he does have the speed, he does have the durability to fight back. I don't know why he didn't. It could be that if he knew he fought back, they would actually beat the brakes off of him to the point where they actually killed him. So he didn't fight back and he just took the punches and they beat the brakes off of him anyway. But he did get betrayed by Thaddeus, who's voiced by Peter Cullen. I don't know what the deal is with that, but hopefully we'll get more of that story to unfold later on. Now, we do see at the end of episode 3, Mark meets Nolan once again on this distant planet. This is going to open up so many doors. We're going to get to meet Oliver, which is Mark's half brother, which is the son of Nolan, who he had a relationship with one of the local aliens on the planet. These people don't have a long lifespan and they age rapidly. So we will get an updated, an aged version of Oliver, Mark's half brother. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic going forward. And this, I feel, will lead into the introduction of Anissa. Those of you who haven't read the comics, Anissa is a Viltrumite who is infatuated with Mark to the point where she forcibly got pregnant by him. The battles that they had, their interactions that they had, were some of the best in the comics, which also led to more animosity from the other team members toward her. And it brought some really good fights between Adam Eve and Anissa. And so I hope we do get that. I hope Amazon has the balls to put that out in its truest form. And to be fair, the show has stuck quite true to the comics, but this one raises the bar a little bit, especially with the way the social climate is in the world today. And generally speaking, what people like to do in these shows are not specifically Invincible, but this era of movies and TV introduce real world, real life issues into their shows. So I don't know if it's going to happen. If it does, it's going to bring a whole new weight to the show. It's going to bring a whole new interaction between Mark and some of the other heroes and some of the other villains. I hope they do it and they do it right. Tastefully, I might add. That's what we're missing. We're missing that villainous presence. We'll see how it goes. The next episode is supposed to air on the 24th. So maybe we'll move forward. We'll get a bit more story told, and we'll get the show back on pace, back in line with what season one brought. You know, that just threat, that grit, that villainous nature that the show displayed, which balanced out with the heart, the love, and care that Mark had for the people of Earth. Until next time, guys, my name's Lincoln. This has been the RPG Show. Like, comment, sub, hit that notification bell, and I'm out. Peace.